Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a bill of materials for a manufactured product, right? So what are we going to do? The first thing that we need to do is to head into the manufacturing module. So we have two ways. We can click on the manufacturing module itself in the main menu, or we can type manufacturing, or we can start typing it, and a pop-up window is going to appear with the option on top. So if we click on the first line, we are heading to the manufacturing module itself. So right now we're seeing the work centers overview, but right now we want to create a bill of materials, right? So we can create a bill of material using two routes, right? The first one is on the top of the menus, right? We're going to locate the products menu, and if we click, we are going to see some options. We have products, product variants, and bill of materials, and lots and serial numbers. For this video, we're going to use products and bill of materials, right? So let's see what option. Let's see what's the content on each option, right? So the first one, if I click on products, we're going to see the list, at least in the Kanban view, of all the products that are configured as goods. The product type is goods. And if I go to bill of materials, I'm going to see all the bill of materials, right, that we have currently in our company, right? Only the bill of materials, right, and the product associated with. So a bill of materials can be created from this menu, right? If I click on new, a bill of material form is going to appear, or we can also go to the products option, right? And we can create it directly from the product itself. So you can look up to the product, which in this case is the white oak nightstand, and you, in the top menu, you will see a lot of buttons that are called smart buttons. You will see one that's called bill of materials. So if you click on here, it says that we have 0, but we can click on new and we can start creating. So both ways are equally as good, right? For this case, let's leave it as it is. In here, we're going to select this route. So the product is going to be the white oak nightstand, right? The product variant is also going to be the white oak nightstand, because we only have one size, one type. We are going to manufacture one at a time, right? The quantity is how much of this product do you want to manufacture, right, per operation. The reference is basically it's how do we want to identify these products or this bill of materials. So in this case, we can put white oak nightstand. Can leave it like as it is, right? And we have the BOM type, the bill of material type, right? So the bill of material type is basically what do we want to do with this blueprint, right? This blueprint is going to help us to manufacture this product, right? To use components to build something, or we are going to use existing products, right, to create a combo per se, a kit, or are we going to use a third party to build this specific product because we don't have the tools, the equipment to do it, so we need another company to do it. For this case, iTunes San Antonio has the capability, and we have all the machines to build this nightstand. So let's click on manufacture this product, right? And the company is going to belongs to iTunes San Antonio. What we need to do is also to add components, right? So in the previous video, we created manufactured product, which is the white oak nightstand, and we created also the components. So in this case, let's start to adding components. Let's add a line, and the first component is going to be the white oak plank. You can see it here. And for this plank, we are going to need at least 5 planks, right, based on the design. We're going to need the white oak legs, so you can see the legs in here, and we're going to need 4 of these. And also we need to add some nails because we need to kind of like get all together. So in nails, we're going to use eight nails. That's all we need. So in here we have the components, which are what are the parts necessary to build this white oak nightstand, right? This is the only thing that we need right now. So you need to define the component, the quantity, and the units. Now let's go to the other tabs. You can see in here that we have several tabs. The components. Let's go to the operations. Operation is basically what do we need to do to build it, right? This is the components is most like what do we need. The operation is what do we need to do. So we can add one operation, which is only the assembly one. If we add operations, we're going to see a new tab, right, where you can add an operation, right? Like we're going to leave that for another video, so let's discard it. We can add a byproduct, right? When, if for example, if we create this nightstand, right, and we have some remaining of the wood planks, we can add it as a byproduct, right? In this case, we use the totality of the white oak planks, so we don't need to add a byproduct. And in miscellaneous, we can define certain rules to manufacture this product. So the first one is manufacture readiness, right? So this means like when can we start building? When all components are available, or when components for the first operation are available, right? Meaning that if you have a bill of material with multiple operations, right, but you don't have all the components for all the operations, you can at least start if you have all the components for the first operation, okay? For this case, we are only going to have one operation that we're going to create later, so we're going to leave it when all components are available. Right? The version, right, it's basically as the name implies, the version of the product, right? If we are going to upgrade this product, we can have multiple versions, right? For example, the one with use less materials, which can be a version 2, and if there's a version that we can manufacture without too many operations, that can be a version 3, and so on. It's like it's a product life cycle management thing. Flexible consumption, it means that we can use the components, right? Even if we don't have it right away, right? So it's going to be allow it with warning, or block, right? Allow it warning, it means it's going to tell us like, hey, you're trying to use products that you don't have. Do you still want to continue, right? We can register, so we can allow it because we know we are going to receive the components later, right? Or we can block it to, hey, I don't want to manufacture if I don't have all the components, right, available in the warehouse. Operation dependencies, basically what does this mean is if some operations need to have a dependency, maybe a quality point, right, before being executed, right, or it needs to be executed by a specific person, a specific employee. For this case, we don't need dependencies at all. And we can define the operation type, which is going to be manufacturing, right, because we are manufacturing this product. We can associate this product bill of material to a project, right, and we can add manufacturing lead time, like in how much days, well, we can set how much days is going to be ready this product, right? So in this case, we're going to leave it at 0 because we can build it in less than a day, right? But if we have a pretty complex product that needs several days, we can add it in here. And days to prepare manufacturing orders, it's basically how much time do we need prior to start building this product itself, right? So we need to set up a specific machine, we need to get a specific component that we usually don't have inside the warehouse. So it's all the time that we need so we can start manufacturing, right? For this case, because we have the availability of all the components and the workers, we don't need days to prepare. We can leave it as 0. and we can define a batch size, but in here we are going to leave it as 1, so we don't need to check this, right? So once we have all the operations ready, all the information ready, sorry, we can save it, and that's it. We have our bill of materials for this specific product. Now, if you go back to the product form for the white oak nightstand, you will see that on the top of the smart bottoms, we have a bill of materials that was saying 0, but now we have 1. So if I click in here, you will see that we have a bill of material for this specific product, right? So we can enter and we can edit the bill of material. We can add more components or remove components. We can add operations. We can add byproducts. We can change something in the miscellaneous settings, right? So basically that's it in relation to bill of materials. You can also create multiple bill of materials for same product, right? So let's suppose that you have this white oak nightstand has different sizes. We can have a bill of materials for each size: small, medium, large, extra large, and that's it. So each blueprint is going to be specific. But to create a bill of material, another bill of material for the same product, we need variants, right? So we need several variants for the same product, right? And that's it for another video. So I hope this video was helpful on how to create a bill of material. Thank you.